Yeah. Yeah, so we just had our soft opening on Friday, so we haven't even actually been open a week. But
Oh, wow.
yeah, so here's the layout. It looks a lot different from when we started. I did all of the interior design, and Philip, of course, and I picked all the artists that are in here. Some of it's still not ready yet. We have our viewing room still being worked on. It's not quite done, but yeah.
Really
So we have
Looks great.
yeah, we have Charles Thomas and Ben Wright, BC Nolan. We have about 20 different artists. So we have some photographers and bronze sculptors. These are Philip's pieces and his dad's pieces here. So yeah, that's what we're all about. It's just real high-end, beautiful stuff.
Well, thanks for sharing with us. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, we can go ahead and get started, Chantel.
So just so everybody knows, we are recording this because we want to use it for demonstration purposes.
I can't hear you, Chantel.
Yeah, is your headset
I
on
can't
mute again?
either.
Is your headset on mute?
I can hear you a little bit, but not very loudly.
I think my headset was on mute.
There
I
we
don't
go.
know how I keep doing
There you
that.
go.
I think I brushed my hair back and somehow it just, yeah. So, hi again, everybody. But, so I wanted to warn everybody, we are recording this so that we can use it for demonstration purposes for how a meeting like this can be put together. And, but yeah, so I'm Chantel, you all know me, but I've been a sales rep with All Pro for the last 3 years. And I've been to a bunch of networking events, and kind of got tired of certain things with that. So that's kind of why we're doing this, because I don't get to see any of you really, even Robin in real life all that often, even though she's just a number. So we do want this to be a open participation event, so feel free to talk and throw your 2 cents in and ask questions, because more fun that way rather than having one person talking all the time. And the other cool thing about this as opposed to normal networking is normally there's one speaker and nobody else gets to talk. This one, you've got the chat feature, so if you go down to the bottom of the screen, I'm not sure what it looks like on your cell phone, Gabby, there's a chat button, so we're going to ask everybody to go ahead and introduce yourself. Go ahead and put what state, or in some instances what country you're in, and yeah, so go ahead and put yourself in there, and feel free to throw out questions and do that kind of stuff as you have them during the meeting as well. Okay. Also, watch out for, there's going to be a red flag behind me. And so when you see the red flag, go ahead and chat flag, and make sure to spell it right. And we'll have.
We're doing a giveaway.
Yeah, we're doing a giveaway. And we have Donna.
I'm trying to figure this out. I think it looks different on the cell phone.
Yeah, we might have to fudge for you a little bit, Gabby, but we'll figure it out for next time. All right, but and looks like, so Stephanie was the first to chat on in. So Stephanie, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself? We're giving everybody about a minute to introduce yourself.
Okay, so have you tell it verbally or in the chat?
Oh, in the verbally.
Okay. So I'm a marketing coach and copywriter. I specialize in working with coaches, people who use their wisdom and information to help other people. And I'm really good at telling people how to improve their lives or guiding them to improve their lives, but they struggle to explain what they do in a way that makes people actually want to work with them. So I help them to plan their launches, and I write their materials like websites, blog posts, emails, etc. So they can just get that off their plate and focus on what they do best.
We've got somebody typing on their keyboard and it's coming through.
Hi, Donna.
Yes, that would be me.
Sounds like popcorn.
I'll turn off my mic and turn it on only when I need to.
So, all right. Okay. So we had Stephanie, and then the next one to pop in was, looks like Yvonne.
Yes. Hi, everybody. So I'm Yvonne, and I'm a virtual assistant. And every day I get asked, what's a virtual assistant? And I have to remind people, no, I'm not Siri. However, a virtual assistant is someone who works from their home, and they help small businesses is what we gear toward. And my background is executive assistant, legal assistant, administrative assistant. So I have a lot of skills. And what we do is we want to support small business owners who need more time to grow their businesses. And a lot of times they can't afford the traditional full-time staffing expenses and things like that. So a virtual assistant is someone that they'll go to hire to do that kind of work while saving them money. Because everybody who owns a business cannot do everything in their business.
Yeah.
So they absolutely need help. And sometimes people don't know where to go. And so that's where we come in. That's where my company comes in and helps them do all sorts of things.
Yvonne the superhero.
No.
So then we've
But
got.
I think I need Stephanie to tell me sometimes what my clients really need.
There you go.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to you more about what kind of services you provide, and possibly in the near future hire you for some, because lately I've been borderline overbooked and my book has gotten embarrassingly behind.
And I could trade clients. You could say, hey, let me find out what it is that you really need, because a lot of them don't know what they need. So that's half my job, trying to figure out what they need. Not Robin, though. Robin was good. She knew exactly what she needed.
She's good for that.
I need help. That's what I need.
Yeah, she was real clear about that.
She had a list before I even met her.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
That's good, though. That's great.
All right, so next up, it looks like we've got Donna.
Hi. Donna Galassi. My company is Blue Zenith. We do web design, brand strategy. Most of my clients are small businesses, maybe entrepreneurs, but small business in the sense that they've got a storefront or a service-based business. They have their own challenges with marketing, just being just for being that size. So that's what I do.
Very
Any
nice.
other questions?
You handle the coding side of it, like for CSS, HTML, or mostly the text?
Usually, my clients are either on All Pro Web Tools or they're on WordPress. And in WordPress, then we hook All Pro Web Tools into them. So, but yes, I was a developer in my past life before business. So I do know coding. I do know CSS. So I'm kind of a master at all that. But what I find that because this is actually exciting. I'll be in business 8 years next month. And,
Yay.
All right.
But because of that, I really know the way to differentiate a small business is really getting deep into who they are and trying to incorporate that branding essence, that brand strategy into their website and their content and the visuals and everything.
Cool. And then we've got Miss
Hello, everyone. It's nice to be amongst a lot of fellow marketers. So I co-founded Catalyst Marketing Agency with two wonderful women, Jem and Amanda, who aren't here. We are located in Denver, Colorado, and we are a full service marketing agency. And so we support our clients by not only doing strategy, but also the execution. So we fill in the gaps for their marketing team, because as we all know, every marketing team needs help, just like every team needs Yvonne, probably. So yeah, but what we're especially good at is the strategic design for clients. So coming up with that comprehensive marketing plan that's going to help them generate leads. So lead generation is probably second to strategy that we're really especially good at. So when we serve all different types of clients in different industries, so we have a lot of high-tech IT services clients, but we also have dogs. And we also serve the cannabis industry too. So
Yeah.
we're allowed to do that in Colorado. It is legal.
Oh,
And I'm going to go on mute because I have an anxiety-ridden dog.
All right, and Gabby, you kind of showed us around the art gallery, but let's go ahead and give you a chance to talk to the couple people that joined up.
Okay. Let's see. Well, we're Desert Mountain Fine Art. My husband and I, Philip Payne, and I own and run the gallery. We're both artists. He's a bronze sculptor. I'm an oil painter. But yeah, our business is a little bit different. It seems like we can actually use most of you helping us as opposed to anything else. But, so yeah, this is Philip.
Hello.
So yeah, that's kind of what we're all about. I mean, I don't know what else to say because honestly, I didn't really know what to expect coming into this.
Yeah, poor Gabby, I threw her in the middle. When's your website going live, sweetie?
Next week.
Yeah, hopefully next week. I'm getting everything integrated right now, but it'll be desertmountainfineart.com. And so yeah.
It's content creations what we're working on. We got to do the writing 500 words per stuff. Yeah.
Good fun, huh? Cool.
Well, if you need help with that, we've got people here that do that.
Okay.
Right in the screen. Yep. So every week the river we work at is so you get to introduce yourself, get to hear about other people, and then every week we're going to have a feature presenter that gets to talk about themselves for about 10 minutes. So Yvonne, go.
10 minutes?
So we're going to do a sample one and kind of talk about this event because we're trying to make this hopefully a regular thing. And then we're also going to do some brainstorming after to see what you guys like about it and what you think would be helpful in it. So actually, Dave, go.
All right. So yes, I was actually prepared for this.
Well, thank you, because I wasn't.
Well, let's see. So what we've kind of noticed when you go to a traditional networking event at a restaurant is that usually the people that enjoy that type of networking are fresh to brand new in their business. And they don't really have a lot of customers or responsibilities, but what they do have is a lot of time. So they have the time to sit in the car. They have the time to go to the event and sit there for an hour. They have the time to meet with each of those people for an hour for coffee. But maybe that's even how you started your business. What you probably noticed is that once you get a few clients, you don't have as much time to be spending doing these things. And then there's kind of a cycle to it because you get the clients and you service them, so then you need to go get more clients. Now you have time and you don't have as many clients. So let me ask a question. How many of us have plenty of time? All the time in the world, we just get all the time. I don't see any hands. Okay, let me ask one more question. How many of us need more clients and more time? All right. So
I'm actually thinking about subcontracting some of my projects.
Oh,
right.
wow.
Really subcontracting.
All right. Well, that's what we're here to talk about. So let me get this queued up, and I'm going to share my screen. And so what we're going to demonstrate here is some of the power of virtual networking is that you can actually share your screen, and you can set up PowerPoint presentations. You can even play videos as part of your 10-minute presentation. So what I put together here is you can see that kind of this graph where you have more time and less clients, but then you get more clients and you have less time. So then you go, oh, I have more clients, so let me go back to networking events. And then you get more clients and you have less time. And that's not really a growth strategy for a business. You're going to be going through this constant cycle. Is everybody hearing me okay?
You're kind of crackly.
Yeah, I hear some cracking.
That's a word.
Let's give this a try. If everybody can just go on mute, and then we'll just set me as the only one talking for now. And we'll see if that helps. Should be in the lower part of your window there. All right, it's quiet now. All right. So that's the graph for that. And so we're going to talk about the benefits of a virtual networking experience. So one of the benefits is obviously convenience. Another benefit is that you can save time and money. And then also the ability to connect with businesses all over the United States as opposed to just in your local city or geographical area. And then the opportunity as the featured presenter to present to 19 other businesses that aren't necessarily right in your geographical location. And we'll let Chantel go off mute now and talk about some of the frustrations that she has had in traditional networking.
Thanks for the reminder to go off mute so I don't sit here talking. So there's always the issue with business cards. I don't know if all of you can see me on the screen, but I actually went over to one of my buddies. So everybody hands you this massive stack of business cards. They hand them around the table and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to keep this in my purse. If I do, I won't know who's in it. It's ridiculous. That's not how I refer to people, as all of you know. I send an email. So you end up with this weird mix up with business cards. You only get to talk to one person per industry within the networking group. That's your connection. So if that's really not your person, they're not your cup of tea, you don't really get a second choice. Driving, you don't get to do anything productive while you're driving, and a lot of times you end up getting stuck in traffic. So you spend a massive amount of time doing just not that much. And you end up listening to long-winded speeches from usually the person who owns the event, talking about how it's not about me, it's about you. And then they proceed to talk about that for 15 minutes, which is like a third of the time that the meeting should take. There's also the issue with, you're usually at a restaurant, you didn't get to pick it. So, and even if you like it, who really wants to eat at Egg and I every week? And then you constantly have the waitress kind of coming in and hovering and distracting. You're trying to talk over the crowd around you without shouting in the middle of a restaurant, because that's weird. So yeah, it's not good enough. But we have decided we've got a solution for that.
So you actually just got a taste of what I hear every time she comes back from a network.
I complain.
So we have a solution for you, and that is this virtual networking event where you can see the faces of all the people and you get to know them and create those relationships. And remember, you're free to chat in the public chat right now during this presentation. If you have thoughts, questions, ideas, or just want to ask somebody to follow up later, go ahead and do that right now in the chat. So what we kind of noticed is there's different industries that tend to lend themselves to traditional networking. So those might be like construction companies, roofing, appliance repair, attorneys, bankers, automotive repair. Those are the kinds of industries that you're not necessarily going to work with across the other side of the nation. But with virtual networking, I feel personally like there are a number of industries that are not being served well. So that would be like a web developer. Web developer can work with anybody, anywhere. A graphic designer, virtual assistant, call centers, virtual coaches, bookkeepers. These are the industries that want to reach out and want to grow their businesses nationwide. They don't need to just stay right there local. So virtual networking offers you the ability to network right from the comfort of your office or home, and 0 time spent commuting. So you can all see how easy it was to go from the work that you were doing prior to this event and then just click a button and you're into the networking. And no more business cards, and the group is going to be curated. We're going to make sure that these are serious business owners that own their business and want to grow that business. The other thing to consider is the costs. So a traditional networking event typically will charge you about $600 for the annual membership, but then let's also remember the charge for the gas and the food and tip, which is actually the most expensive part of the networking. So we estimate that to be about $1,600 a year in expenses. And with virtual networking, you're looking at just that annual membership of about $600. So you're saving $1,000 a year. And running a business is all about revenue. So that's one of the places to look, is your marketing budget, and try to keep that as low as possible. But I personally think even more important than money is time, because time you can never get back. And they also say time is money. So in business, you want to watch your time expenditure. And the events, if you attend one event every week, is going to cost you about 52 hours. And then getting there a little early and leaving a little late, and the chatting that goes on, that's going to be another 36 hours. And then your drive time, if it's 20 minutes to get there and back, you're looking at about 35 hours. So your total cost of time is $139 a year. With one virtual networking event per week at 45 minutes, we're estimating about 39 hours as your investment for virtual networking. So you save about $1,000 a year and 100 hours of your time. And that's how we're going to help you save time and have more time for your clients. There's also some unique benefits to using virtual networking. So number one is the live chat during the event. Chantel has been scolded many times for interrupting the meetings at restaurants and talking to the people next to her. And that's actually something that we encourage here.
I'm bad at being quiet.
Go ahead and chat in the public chat there and get to know everybody at the group. And if somebody says something funny or reminds you of something, go ahead and throw that out there in the chat. We want this to be interactive. And then the ability to have virtual name tags. So you can see what I've got right here. This is something we can show you how to do so that every time you're speaking, your name is there and people remember you, your name and your brand. But also, there's the ability to brand the entire landscape of your video. So everything that's behind you, you can do interesting things with that so that people get to know really what you do and what you're passionate about. Also, there will be the ability to join multiple virtual networking groups in multiple different time slots. So it'll be more versatile as this thing grows to where you can pick the time that works best for you. And the access to multiple different people in the same industry. A lot of groups have exclusivity rules, and we won't have that because there will be so many different chapters or groups that are all virtual. So you can just jump in and meet some people without having to drive all the way across town to go to a different chapter. And also the presentations in virtual networking allow you to do a virtual tour of your office. So we just saw an example of that. In Arizona, we're seeing a gallery in Arizona and what they're putting together today. Also, you can do a screen share of your work. So if you're a web developer, you could show off some websites that you've done or your own personal website. And then there's ability to play videos over the screen share. So there's a lot of versatility there. Now, we all have 5 senses: sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. Me personally, I only need 2 of those when I'm out networking.
And people get weirded out when they walk up. I walk up and lick them, so it doesn't work. So with the video chat, you can still access the sight and sound that's really necessary to build those relationships. Now, we do have some guidelines. We want to really be careful about our away from screen time. We've tried to streamline this process and get this down to 45 minutes so that we can all get back to business. So we really ask that you dedicate those 45 minutes to the screen and make sure that your camera's on, people can see you and get to know you. That's what this is all about. Also, we want to remind everybody to always try to do their comments in the main chat. We will be calling on people to speak with their microphone, but we want to try to keep it organized. As we've already experienced today, there's different microphone popping and things that are happening. So we want to give people the opportunity to unmute themselves and go ahead and speak so that everybody can hear them. And the groups will be limited to 20 per group. And we're going to make sure that anyone who joins is in a company that has no more than 10 sales reps. And if you're curious about the format for the 45 minutes, everybody gets 1 minute for their elevator pitch. So that will be the first 20 minutes of the meeting. And then there will be a 10-minute featured presentation. And Chantel, who's going to be doing the featured presentation for next week? We're going to have Michelle Hoagland, and she has been trying to get in, but for some reason she's having a rough time, or she'd be here to talk about herself a little, like give you a little taste of it. But yeah, so she does internet reputation stuff. So she manages all those reviews people put out there and actively helps you seek them out, and also know when they're negative so that you can reach out to that person before it impacts your, basically website credit, web presence credit.
Right. So it's a really good thing that she's doing to help people to manage those reputation online. And then the next 10 minutes will be a mastermind. So this is actually my personal passion. I started my first business when I was 7 years old. I've started over 10 different businesses, and I've experienced a lot of different things and made a lot of mistakes. And I've coached about 1,000 business owners over the last 20 years. And this is just something I enjoy doing. So For the mastermind section, we want to really help you with your business. So we want people to call out the problems that they're having in their business or their growth goals and give the group an opportunity to make some suggestions. The idea would be that whoever is having that issue, by the time the 10 minutes is over, they've got an entire list of ideas that they can go tackle. And then we'll check in with you next week to see how that's working out. And then the final 5 minutes will just be the announcements and wrap-up section. So that's how we get the 45 minutes and just get it done and get back to business. You'll notice there's 0 minutes dedicated to lead passing. We don't need to hand papers around. We can just put that in the chat and try to keep this thing going quickly.
So that is our sample presentation. And then, hey, Michelle and Destiny. Hi, lovely ladies. It's good to see you guys. Michelle, I announced that, I don't know if you were on to hear it, but I announced you're talking to us next week and going to be all awesome.
Oh, okay. Wow, the pressure's on. Okay.
Exactly. You have to be awesome. You can't just speak.
Okay. All right. I can do it.
Cool. So, I wanted to just say, if any of you accidentally get booted from the meeting, you can always just jump back in with the same code. Every now and then weird things happen, so we want to just double check on that. But yeah, so that's there. And then with the masterminding, we wanted to talk about, like I said, kind of what would you guys like to see with this? What can make it most useful? I know this morning we were having some cool things for, like, example, Philip and Gabby got to show you their gallery so they can be mobile. Destiny is, if I'm not mistaken, at a doctor's office joining in because she was a little bit slight on time, but was able to hop in and do that. And
now that's dedication right there.
No kidding, right? And then Yvonne hopped in with me for a short meeting this morning. I was doing kind of a virtual tea party with ladies and ended up getting a lead off of it, just off somebody just kind of meeting her for a really short amount of time and going, hey, do you do this? So anyway, so we're getting some good benefits off of it. So we want to hear what people like and what people would like to see. And I'll shut up now.
So this would be where you put your chat in, and then Shinto will call on you.
Or if you're Gabby or Destiny and are having trouble chatting, I guess you can talk.
Yeah, just raise your hand. It's okay.
That
raise
works, yeah. So I know I'm really liking being able to see all of you, because there are some of you that I have not actually met in person. And so this is a blast, and getting to introduce you guys to each other.
So what are some of the things about traditional networking that have been irritating you guys?
Sorry, I'm going to mute. I got to get my dogs out of here.
Right.
So to help me answer that question, could you define traditional marketing for what it means for you? So I'm sure I'm answering the right thing.
I didn't mean marketing, but networking. So going to the restaurant and sitting with a bunch of people and trying to find leads for your company.
Yeah, I'd say partly the aforementioned time-consuming aspect, partly the sheer busyness. Yeah, like when you're in the middle of a conversation and people just torn right into the conversation, cut you off mid-sentence, take over the conversation. Sometimes it's so loud that people can't hear each other. You gotta yell to be heard. And as an introvert, I just find it really draining. Hemorrhaging energy, trying to be all enthusiastic. And I want to go home.
Very good point.
You must be a writer. Hemorrhaging energy. I like that.
Well, let's see. I've written over 10 novels, many of which are unpublishable because they were teenage ventures into crappiness. But I've published 4 of them.
Cool.
All right. Any other comments? You can just raise your hand if that's easier.
Dave, I think that you hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. I always have to check because there's like 2 mutes on my thing. No, I think you hit all the main points of why I have to limit in-person networking is exactly everything that you said. It's the driving, it is, for an introvert, it is very draining of energy. And I am an introvert, so it is a very draining thing. It is not, you've got to be on, and so you hit it perfectly.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So Donna, would you like to present the following week? Would you like the
Yeah.
10-minute presentation slot? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, as
Great.
long as there's someone before me, so I see what. So,
That would be me.
Well, we are keeping this, so
I'll be here.
see what we've done, and then you guys can, go ahead and do what you need to do.
Good.
So,
Great.
but for someone like you, Donna, you actually get to kind of showcase what you do a little bit too, which will be fun.
Good. Yes, that takes the pressure off. That does.
Good.
Pictures.
You
Pictures.
get to look
Good.
at something other than you, right?
Yes. Yes.
Cool
All right.
stuff.
Looks
I'll
like we
raise
have
my
some
hand.
comments.
Cool.
Yeah, go ahead, Coach Destiny.
So I like the fact that I can call from a doctor's office and still see everybody's beautiful faces and handsome faces as well. And I don't have to.
Am I the only guy here?
No, there's another gentleman.
Well,
Hang on. I can even find him.
Kind of half we see Philip from time to time.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
it
Philip
was
here.
on Philip's iPhone, but now he's not there anymore.